All right, take two. I can even get this started. Hold on. All right. All right, so all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth, and this is where I'm still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number. All right, so this video, we're going to be going into one of the many prophecies in this book. This one specifically is going to be in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verses 16 and 17. Okay. It's not really going to be anything different than what is being said on this channel about the prophecy. All right, nothing has changed. It's just very important to keep going over these things because you never know who may click on the video on what day or whenever. All right, who the Lord is going to send through, and we have to keep pushing this out here. All right, because this is the truth. All right. Also, all right, what we're going to touch on is something else that is very important. All right, very, very important. And what that is listening. All right, which is also a gift given by the Lord. All right, someone to be able to not just hear something, but listen. Okay, to understand it. All right, most people will take something that they hear and gloss over mostly everything and just pick out something that they agree with or disagree with, but you didn't hear anything that was surrounding that. All right. And many times in this book, the word of the Lord, all right, in the word, all right, it mentions not only eyes to see, but ears to hear. Okay, so where I want to start is in the Apocrypha. I want to go to Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, right, chapter 17 and verse, maybe, let me see, Ecclesiasticus 17. Hold on a second. All right. The point is in, this is Sirach, chapter 17. I'll start at 1. All right. It says, the Lord created man of the earth and turned him into it again. And he gave them few days and a short time, and power also over the things therein. He endued them with strength by themselves, and made them according to his image, and put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over beasts and fowls. Verse 5, it says, they received the use of the 5 operations of the Lord. And in the 6th place, he imparted them understanding. And in the 7th, speech, an interpreter of the cogitations thereof, counsel, and a tongue, and eyes, ears and a heart gave he them to understand. All right, verse 7, it says, withal he filled them with the knowledge of understanding and showed them good and evil. Okay? Man, this is beautiful. Okay? So, being able to understand and not just hear a thing, but listen and again understand. All right? Being able to understand, take in this wisdom and hold on to it. All right? And a lot of things you will hear and just out of habit, just out of being in the world, right, a lot of things will be missed. All right, you'll hear it, think you understand it, right, but you're not really hearing what's being said, or you'll fill in something with what you believe, or maybe not even what you believe, but what your mind thought that it heard. All right. So, for example, well, first, let's get a definition. Interpreter of the cogitations thereof. Let's get the definition for cogitations.
Cogitation.
And my apologies for that. Usually I try to warn when I'm about to play a word, because sometimes it comes through low, sometimes it comes through higher. But this one sounded kind of loud. It could be because it's nighttime, it's quiet in this house. But all right, let's get that again. Ecclesiastes 17:5. Ecclesiasticus 17:5. They received the use of the 5 operations of the Lord, and in the 6th place he imparted them understanding, and in the 7th speech, an interpreter of the cogitations thereof. So an interpreter of. All right. So we use our speech, we use this ability to speak to interpret these cogitations. Look, it says the cogitations of the understanding. All right. Cogitation means the action of thinking deeply about something. Contemplation. All right. Similar words is thought, thinking, contemplation, consideration. All right, let me see something really quick. Let's do some drop-down questions. What is the meaning of cogitation? It says meditation, contemplation. So we think thereupon what the Lord is telling us. All right. So it says noun. It says concerted thought or reflection, meditation, contemplation. Okay. Synonym for cogitations. Let's see. Cogitation. It says noun. It says attentive consideration and meditation. All right. Some other synonyms is study. Okay. It says a carefully considered thought about something. All right. An idea, a thought. Okay. The content of cognition. All right. The main thing you are thinking about. All right. So we use our speech, where the Lord has us use our speech to have this understanding come through. Okay. An interpreter of cogitation. All right. So I just want to touch on that really quick, and we'll get we'll get to the point of my bringing that up. All right, why listening and interpreting, right, these things that we are meditating on is very important. Otherwise, how would you know? How would you get the message? The thing is, it takes skill to do this, right? The Lord gives this as a gift, right? Even the skill of hearing, actually understanding what is being told to you. All right, we'll get to why this is important. All right, why am I bringing this up in a video about a prophecy? All right, one of the main prophecies that are left, mind you. All right, this thing is very close. All right, so let's go ahead and go to this prophecy. We find this in Revelation 13, verse 16. Also, Lord willing, all right, we'll touch on this. We'll go into it more every other video, and then every other video. All right, we'll touch on the basis of this prophecy. All right, maybe, I don't know how it's going to go. The Lord might just make me go all the way into this. All right, so here we go. Revelation 13, verse 16. It reads, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." Which the mark, right, the name, the number, all right, these things work hand in hand to work as a system, okay? But we're not going to go into that. Although I understand the breakdown of what this is, all right, remember, we're learning to become teachable. I still have to learn to be able to teach these things, all right? So I'm still getting to know this. In the process of becoming teachable through my teachers being teachable, all right, teaching me these things. But I do know what this revelation, or what this prophecy is. I can't explain this, and this is what we're going to do. Okay, so let's start again. Revelation 13 and 16. And he. Okay, so now this is where the listening comes in at. All right, because you have to realize that, and yes, you have to realize that these scriptures, right, are for Israelites. All right, this is who these things are here for. From the beginning of it to the end of it, to the gospel, to the meaning, right? It is for Israelites. All right, the laws were given to the Israelites. Okay, the promises, all right, so on and so forth. All Israelites, man. In this time, as far as when I say this time, before the Lord's return, there's only going to be a remnant, a very small number of people compared to how many people are on this earth, that are going to take heed to the words of the Lord, not just this prophecy, right, but again, everything from the beginning to the end, okay, of the scriptures, right? And all the scriptures was a prophecy. Everything is playing out, all right? It's only a remnant. People everywhere have heard, all right, the word. They know what the Bible is. But how many people are taking heed to it? What I mean by taking heed is living it to the best of your ability. Living what the Lord intended the remnant to live like, right, in these end times. Okay, we don't just pick and choose what we want to obey out of here. We take heed to it all, and we do everything we can to the best of our ability. Right? So not only Israelites, right, but especially the remnant, the elect of Israel, are who these things are for. Okay? In the elect and the remnant receiving the Lord's word, right, taking heed to it. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that word receiving. Right? We mean taking it in, right, learning it, taking more in, learning it. Okay, going to research, it tells you to study, it tells you to read, it tells you to become a workman, right? It tells you to give warnings, it tells you to rightly divide the word of truth, it tells you to shun profane babblings. Now, these are the things that we're speaking of here. And when you receive this word, right, as a remnant in the as which in this time we call it hopeful remnant in the elect, right? But as the remnant and the elect, they would receive these things and do these things to the best of their ability. Right? They wouldn't complain about what the Lord requires of them. Okay? They wouldn't be fighting to be a part of this world. All right? They wouldn't have one foot in the world and one foot in the truth without being forced to. And what I mean by that is, yes, we have to be in this world as far as having a job, right? Doing an honest day's work to provide food, clothing, shelter, right? So there are certain things in this world that we have to do, but the things that we don't have to do, we don't do them, right? We don't have to eat pork, right? We don't have to eat those things at the bottom of the ocean that clean the ocean, right? Shrimp, crab, lobster, okay? We can follow the Levitical um, uh, commands, right? To the best of our ability, right? And we do these things, and we are grateful to be able to do these things, right? We are grateful to be able to see that we can draw nigh unto the Lord. Right? We're grateful to be able to show that we love Him through our works, and we do so. We also, in doing that, show that we love each other. All right. All right. When it comes to listening, though, okay, we have to take all that in. All right. Also, when people hear that, they think it's putting a restriction on their life. All right. You can still live and have a good time in this world without doing all that shit, man. Okay. You can put yourself you should put yourself to the back burner. All right. Put the Lord first. And you should be able to see, well, the remnant and the elect see that in doing this, it sets everything right. Okay, but most people won't listen to that. Most people won't hear what is being said. All they hear is what they can't do. Right? They don't even inquire about, why doesn't the Lord want us to eat that? Go into more detail. You know how many diseases do these foods cause? Right? Because later on, when you get older, right, and these diseases start catching up to you, then you'll see why. But by then, it's going to be too late. The Lord is telling us now. All right? And that's really not the reason why the remnant and the elect follow that just for health, just for this and that. All right, we follow these things because our Father told us not to do this. All right, we trust in Him. Okay, I'm not saying it's bad to ask why, but I'm saying these are the priorities of the remnant and the elect. We put the Lord first. Okay, we try to put the Lord first in every single thing that we do. We consider the Lord, all right, in every single thing that we do. Right? That doesn't mean that we're perfect. It just means that the Lord is working with us in order to turn back to our ways. Another reason why we brought up listening is because, we are the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, for one reason or another, when people hear this thing, all right, they immediately start thinking that we are uh, uh, racist against so-called white people. Okay, in which we're not. Can you find where it says white person in the scriptures, or a black or white people, black people in the scriptures? Right, you have to get understanding. Right, you should ask, what does that mean? What does that mean, so-called white person or so-called black person? Right, because when they hear Hebrew Israelites, they think pro-black automatically. Right, we're not pro-black. We're not pro anything except for pro-Israelites. Right, pro the Most High, pro Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Okay, let His will be done. All right, but you have to listen. You have to listen. All right, and you'll find out those answers. But most people will be gone as soon as they hear Hebrew Israelite, because maybe another Hebrew Israelite group teaches that, and that's what they heard. All right, maybe the world told them that we are a racist group, or a anti so-called white people group. All right, so they just run with it. All right, either way, it's the Lord doing that to you. Okay, but you have to be able to listen, man. The Lord has to give you the gift of listening, because we don't know by our eyes only if a person is this or that. Okay, now that's not to say that some men aren't down here that can read spirits right away. And even then, it's not about being against a so-called white person. It's about being against Edomites. Okay, being against any nation outside of Israelites. That's what this thing is about. Okay, most people don't even know what they are themselves, let alone anyone else. Okay, but the scriptures give you clues on how you are walking. Are you walking contrary to the Lord or not? Which one is it? This is what you should be worried about. Filter yourself through the scriptures. Consider the Lord and put Him first in everything you do. Yes, even before yourself. All right, you'll grow in spirit. You'll gain more wisdom and knowledge and understanding, and go from there. Okay, but like we stated in the beginning, this is not for everyone. So not everyone is going to do that. There are more people that are against the Lord. So there are going to be more people that are against our cause, this truth, our Father's business. All right, but I just wanted to bring up how important listening is. And that is also a gift and a skill that the Lord gives. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to this prophecy now. Now that I did a little rant. All right, so and he. All right, so this he is the wicked, all right, the evil one, Esau, Edom, right, and the self-called and so-called white man. Okay. Now, does that mean that everyone that is so-called white is an Edomite? No. Let's go ahead and prove that really quick. So in Deuteronomy chapter 28, starting at verse 15, it starts to list consequences of disobedience. All right, so let's go ahead and get You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm not going to do that on this one. Let's just go ahead and get to this, the explanation of this prophecy. Anyway, so it lists the consequences of disobedience. In Deuteronomy 28:64, you will read this. And the Lord shall scatter thee, Israelites, right, Israel. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Okay? So, we're scattered amongst all nations. Okay? Even from the one end of the earth, from one end of the earth even unto the other. Okay? And within these other nations, we are mingling, right? Mixing, having babies with these other nations' women. Okay? And I use Patrick Mahomes' kids as a example most of the time. All right? What do his kids look like? All right? Just by looks alone, you would think, most people would think, because they don't consider the Lord and how he has been working, they don't consider that there is no such thing as a mixed seed, right? They would say that them kids are so-called white, but they're not, right? What is their father? What is his father? It's determined by your father, right? So those are Israelites right there, but they look like straight up so-called white people, okay? But they're not, right? But most people are carnal, right? They see with their eyes, and that's just got to be the truth, okay? So, simply, not everyone that looks so-called white is Edomite, right? They could also be, and a lot of us Israelites are, or a lot of people who look so-called white are Israelites, man. Okay, there's many of them, and a lot of you Israelite groups who teach or who are actually only pro-black groups with some truth, not all of it. Okay, you are offending the Lord's little ones. All right, what does it say about that in the scriptures? Okay, and you Israelites who look so-called white, okay, that is a part of your walk. These are things that you have to get through. If you still feel a pull towards the Lord, okay, and you let someone turn you away, what does that say about you and your faith? Okay, but this is the doctrine that is the true doctrine. If you're outside of this doctrine, you gone, you messed up anyway, no matter what color you are. All right, if you're Israelite, yeah, you're gonna end up in the kingdom, but you're gonna have to die by pain. There's a good chance that you're gonna have to get pelted by a missile if you're not in this truth. All right, there's only one doctrine. Okay, but you so-called white-looking Israelites, that's a part of your fight, part of your walk. Are you gonna let someone turn you away, or is the Lord gonna bring you in? And really, it's not up to us. All right, it's up to what the Lord has intended you to do. All right. So, no, this and he. What is this? Damn pop-ups, man. So in this prophecy, all right, Revelation 13:16 says, and he, all right, which the he is the so-called white man, okay? More specifically, the banking families, all right? But they are the wicked. Let's take a look at another tool here, okay? This is a Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, Let's go in here and look at Edom, because we did say that it is Esau, Edom. All right, the and he. We're gonna get some more scriptures that are in line with what is being said here. The question is, are you going to be able to hear it? Are you listening to it? All right, or has the Lord blocked you? All right, right here for the entry east or Edom, it says Edom, Edomites. It says the nation and its people who were the descendants of Esau. He founded the country, so his name is equated with Edom. The country was also called Seir or Mount Seir, which was the name of the territory in which the Edomites lived. All right. Furthermore, at the bottom of this entry, it reads, Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from God. All right. No promise of mercy. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right. And let's go to Malachi 1 and 4. Malachi 1 and 4 reads, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, right? Which the Renaissance era. Okay, Renaissance means rebirth. All right, what is it? The rebirth of Rome, right? The Edomites, okay? That's mainly what this is speaking of. We will rebuild, return and rebuild. And this is how Rome was revived. All right, the Renaissance. Anyway, Malachi 1 and 4, again, I'll start at the top. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. All right, the wicked. Now, we're going to get something else after this, but hold on a second. It says, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. Those same people, right, that are going to receive no promise of mercy. And I mentioned that, but it did point it out at the beginning of this verse. It says, whereas Edom saith. All right. Now, let's go to Job. Job 9 and 24. All right, listen here. Job 9 and verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who runs the earth? Who runs the earth? All right, it is the wicked. All right, look around you. What's going on? Death everywhere. All right, and they can point at fingers at the people on the corners. All right, the people trying to make a living in these other countries. They can go to point the finger at anybody they want to, but they run the world, and it's still in the state that it's in. All right, they are heaping what they call money to themselves. Okay, you have little pockets of people trying to do good, but that's in every nation. All right, but you don't have little pockets of people. Well, can't say that either. I was going to say you can't have, or you don't have little pockets of people running the world, but I mean, some nation may have, some of all nations may have played some part in ruling the world, but for the most part, in the biggest picture, who has control of this world? Who has the earth been given into the hand to? All right, the wicked. It just told you at the beginning of Job 9:24. Okay, who makes these laws? Who figures out what calendar we're going to go by? Okay, who pushes the spirit of this place? Who makes laws for the people that the rainbow is used for. And then now you have to ask yourself, what was the rainbow supposed to be? What was the significance of the rainbow in the scriptures? All right. Anyway, Job 9:24 says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" So it's becoming a very common fact or known fact that that image that is pushed worldwide of the Messiah is not correct, does not match the description given of the Messiah in the scriptures. All right, who did that? Who changed that? All right, would you, if you were people that would do that, would you change it to look like yourself or like other people? Okay. The mural, the finger of Adam or the finger of God, whichever it's called. Right. Look at that mural. Right. Those people in there look like the people of looks like that image of the Messiah. Same people. Right. Look at the Last Supper. Look, the same people in that picture look like the ones in the finger of God or the finger of Adam, and they also look like that picture that has been pushed around the world of the Messiah. The same people. All right. He covered the faces of the judges. The Lord and his disciples did not look like that picture, right? That image in that Last Supper picture. And those people have the audacity to get mad about someone changing it. That is changed. That's a false image right there. Okay. So who does this? These are two clues in one verse that tell you who the wicked is. All right. Now, don't forget, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. Let's go back to Revelation. "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." How would you be able to cause someone, or excuse me, how would you be able to causeth all if the earth isn't given into your hand? All right. That is the self-called and so-called white man. It is the evil one. Okay. It is the deceiver or the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right. It is Esau, Edom. All right. Hiding behind lies and their deception and their craftiness and their money. All right. One of the lies that they're hiding behind, or one of the deceptive things that they're hiding behind, is labeling the true men of the Lord as so-called haters of, or as haters of the so-called white man. All right. Okay. And you dumbass niggas that push pro-black, right? All black everything. Y'all just like them, but y'all on the other side. Y'all not worried about the truth. Okay? You're not worried about the truth. Okay? You're worried about claiming something that you are not anyway. Black. What are you? You're black? Come on, man. You just like them, but on the opposite end of the spectrum with no power at all, man. Y'all just pushing what they want you to push, really. You've accepted what they have told you you are. Black. All right. This is not a black thing. This is an Israelite thing. All right. Now, even with saying this, right, it is very important to know that the Messiah, whose name is Yahushai, right, the world ignorantly calls him Jesus and Yahushua, whatever. His name is Yahushai, right? He is, or he looks like a so-called black man. He is a so-called Negro, all right? And it matters for the sake of the truth. Melanation doesn't guarantee salvation. Okay? These laws don't guarantee salvation. Okay? It's all up to the Lord. But it matters for the truth's sake. All right? So back to this warning. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right? We know that mark to be the micro C hip, or the RFID C hip. All right, you put that together. The word micro, the letter C, the word hip. Micro C hip, or RFID C hip. All right. A couple of examples of this technology is, you can look up Walletmore, WALLETMOR. The second example is Neuralink, or Elon Musk's brain technology. I'm going to throw in this third example. Look up Neurotech. Neurotech. All right, go look up these technologies and filter them through Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17. Keep your eyes and ears and keep watch on this technology. Okay? The names you can write down and keep track of them. All right? They're important to a certain extent. I mean, the head of Neuralink is Elon Musk. All right? And what position is he playing nowadays? All right? What kind of status has this world given him in these last days? All right? But the thing is to keep track and to watch these technologies and to filter them along with yourself, right, along with everything through these scriptures. All right? Because we're moving into a place of technology. All right? This paper, when I talk about this paper, I mean the money. All right? Whether it be American money or whatever country money. All right? These things are going to fade. Right? They're going to usher in a digital form of money. Okay? They're going to have a little C hip. They're going to put it in your, what does it say? In their hand or in their foreheads. Right? It's going to have your banking information on it, your medical information on it, your carbon footprint data on it. All right? And when you go look at Neuralink or Neurotech, it's going to have some kind of technology on it to where you can feel like you have telekinesis between you and your computer. All right? Neuralink is working on something that's called blind sight, where it helps with blind people. All right? It can work with paralyzed people. They have, I think Elon mentioned, 3 test subjects now, that they have installed this brain C-hip in. All right, there's a lot of people in Sweden that have this micro C-hip in their hand, right, to be able to buy stuff, to be able to get in their office building, right, to stop from people stealing their wallet. All right, there's a lot of ways that they're going to push this. Many, many ways. All right, people are not going to think of it. They're not going to listen. They're not going to consider the Lord. Okay? They don't have enough wisdom to say, no, I'm not going to take this thing, because the number one thing is that it is going against what the Lord told us. All right? So let's get this word for mark. I want to get the Greek word for the English word mark in the context of Revelation 13 and verse 16. And here it is. I don't know how loud it's going to be, so you might want to turn down the phone, but here's the Greek word for the English word mark in the context of Revelation 13 and 16.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma.
All right, charagma, it says a stamp, an imprinted mark. It says, of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Messiah. It says here antichrist, but we know anti is against. Christ goes back to the anointed or the Messiah, okay? So the ones that are against the Messiah, here's your badge. That's what's basically going on when you receive this mark. You are getting a badge from the one that you follow to show that you follow him, right? And that is the charagma, or the mark, or the MOTB, mark of the beast. Okay, Strong's definition of charagma says a scratch or etching, i.e., stamp, as a badge of servitude. This is what this is about. It's not about money. Okay, it's about control. It's about showing, right, who you follow. Okay, and it doesn't matter. It does not matter what you say you will or won't do. As a matter of fact, people who say they will and they won't do something without saying Lord willing, right, have no idea that there is no free will. There's no free will. So it's not a question of what you want to do or what you don't want to do. The question is, what is the Lord going to have you do? Okay? And how is he going to have you do it? Right? This down here is the place of judgment. Okay? Everyone lives here in this place of judgment. No one dies innocent. Okay? So is your lesson going to be that you say no enough times to where each time you say no, they take off a toe, they torture you, they threaten your family, okay? They throw you out there to starve, all right? Don't think you're going to be off grid and they're going to make you choose death or their badge, all right? They're telling you the same thing that the Lord is telling you, though, all right? There is no gray area. It's either the Lord chose you or you're going to die, okay? You are on the road to death. So that is what the charagma or the mark is. It is that micro C hip. All right, you do not want to take it, period. Okay? So I just want to touch on that really quick. Lord willing, this came through as sincere and edifying. All right? And, we can all do better at listening and hearing what the Spirit saith through the churches. All right? So with that, call halal Yahweh, Bahoshem, Yahweh Shai, Bahoshem, Wakaha, Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth, and this is where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number. And Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.